But before that, the Sussexers are in the spotlight once again as they announce that 2 new non-fiction series are in production at Netflix. Now, Meghan is set to celebrate the joys of cooking and gardening, entertaining and friendship, whatever that means, while Prince Harry opens the door to the aesthetic and social world of polo. Well, joining me now to share the details is the former royal correspondent Michael Colwell and the present-day legend. Michael, always a joy to have you on the show, especially on a Friday afternoon. The difference between the two families couldn't be more stark, could it? You have the Sussexers droning on about flower arranging and polo, and you have Prince William taking Prince George to the Aston Villa match.
Yes, indeed. Good afternoon, Martin. Prince Harry and his lovely wife are going to have to start singing for their supper. They've got a 5-year contract worth $100 million with Netflix, and Netflix want their pound of flesh. So as you say, she's going to be doing a lifestyle and cookery streaming service, and he's going to do a program all about polo. Not water polo, but polo with ponies, hockey on horseback, which, with the exception of ocean-going racing in yachts, which was once described as standing under a cold shower, ripping up 50-pound notes, must be the most expensive sport and hobby in the world. Because if you're playing polo, you need at least 2 ponies, preferably 4, at least 1 groom, preferably 2, and you need a polo ground. I don't think there are many polo grounds in Watts and Compton and the other areas of South Los Angeles where ethnic communities tend to live. More basketball courts there. Of course, let us say that Prince Harry is a splendid sportsman, and he is and was a very, very good equestrian, a very good rider, much better than his brother William. But I think William does win hands down, taking his son, his oldest son, Prince George, to the Aston Villa game last night, as he should. Now, he is the president of the FA, and he really believes in all this. He loves it, and he chose as his team Aston Villa, not the most fashionable side in the country, but one of the most historic, and he sticks with that. Prince Harry went for Arsenal, and it was rumoured that the late Queen liked Arsenal too. So I think anybody's entitled to support any club, preferably the one nearest to them. I mean, I would like it if everybody supported Fulham, as I do, but everybody has their own taste in these matters. But I think thumbs up and hats off to Prince William. And quite clearly, Prince George, who gets very excited, he sometimes comes to the Norwich City games when he's at Sandringham to see them play Aston Villa and others. He really gets into it. And I think it's a great thing to do. My father took me for my first football match when I was 12 years old. And ever after, we always had something to talk about. When you've got nothing to say to your father when you're a teenager, we always had Fulham to talk about. He was bonding with me, although he wouldn't have known what that expression meant. But that is a great way of fathers and sons getting together. And I think it was wonderful to see it. And Aston Villa won.
Yeah, although, of course, Michael, it can be a blessing in disguise. In fact, a curse getting your son into football. My father got me into Nottingham Forest in the glory years of 2 European Cups, and now we're facing down the barrel of relegation. I digress. In terms of relatability and in terms of looking like a man of the people, a royal you can relate to, this is game, set and match to Prince William, isn't it?
Absolutely. Polo's a rich man's sport, and in America it's a very exclusive sport. If you've all seen Pretty Woman with Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, you'll remember when this lady of the night of dubious morals goes to the polo match in a brown polka dot dress with a lovely hat, and she's mixing with the hoi polloi, and she's carrying it off as his escort. In America, it's a snobby sport. As I say, it's not going to go down well in their constituency that they want to cultivate across all the ethnic groups in the country. But having said that, let's just see how good a teacher he is. He speaks well when he's speaking publicly. If he can teach people, if he can bring some youngsters into the joy of working with horses and riding them as expertly as he does. And he does, and I've seen him ride many times, and he's very good at it. We'll see, but it doesn't send the right signals. But I think it really shows, Martin, apart from anything else, they have to earn their living now. They've got a very expensive lifestyle. Their security arrangements round the clock, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, that burns through a lot of money very, very quickly. So they've got to keep the income stream going. Rather like a shark, they have to keep going forward to live. And that means earning money. Outside the royal family, it's a hard world. And it will remain to be seen whether the public take to these things. Their popularity has waned in America. Over here, people have their own views of them. And it will be interesting to see whether they can carry off this lifestyle sort of programs. I think it will be interesting to see it. I wouldn't hold my breath that it's going to be a huge hit. But then Netflix need to be repaid. They've invested a lot in them, and they've got to get a payback.
Yeah, Michael Cole, thank you for joining us as ever. I'll be washing my hair or maybe even watching a Nottingham Forest DVD of the glory years. Thank you very much.